While average professionals freeze during sudden crises, elite performers react instantly, creating the convincing illusion of pure improvisational genius. Most people attempt to survive this workplace velocity by increasing their volume of effort. They try to outwork the incoming data and brute force the situation by attempting to remember every specific detail. Treating the human brain like an infinitely expanding hard drive creates an inevitable bottleneck. The biological hardware eventually maxes out, resulting in cognitive overload and the rapid onset of decision fatigue. Raw human processing power cannot match the sheer velocity of modern data flows. Relying on traditional hard work is a biologically obsolete strategy in this environment. Elite performance in these high-velocity environments stems from a specific cognitive architecture that functions differently than standard storage-heavy memory. This diagram illustrates that difference. High performers treat their workflows identically to the operations of an advanced artificial intelligence, structuring daily tasks into a clean, latency-free system of inputs and outputs. This approach moves beyond the concept of traditional self-improvement. It is about converting your professional output into a human system that scales. The first layer of the stack is the inference engine. In machine learning, inference is how a model processes incoming data instantly by relying on existing pattern recognition and pre-trained responses. Elite professionals apply this exact mechanism to their own judgment. Rather than deliberating when a high-stress trigger hits, they pre-decide their exact response long before the situation ever occurs. When a meeting becomes tense, a top performer isn't improvising. They have already loaded a rule. If conflict arises, immediately slow the speaking pace and lower the vocal tone. This gauge shows how they execute those decisions using confidence thresholds. Optimized models do not wait for perfect data. If you have 70% certainty, you act, leaving the remaining uncertainty to be monitored later. By systematizing how you process these inputs, decisiveness becomes a predictable standard of your workflow, functioning independently of your daily energy levels or mood. The second layer deals with storage. Experts actively minimize internal storage through a process called compression, rather than attempting to hold vast amounts of raw data in their heads. The three-line rule is the primary compression tool. It collapses complex, sprawling experiences into three strict variables: situation, insight, and action. An hour of disorganized conflict is stripped of emotional noise and condensed into a compact rule for future problems. Once formed, these rules are rigorously documented. Every insight is moved out of the brain and externalized into standard operating procedures, into daily checklists or team playbooks. Offloading these compressed frameworks transforms your brain from a cluttered storage drive back into a pure, high-speed processor. The final layer is retrieval. Compressed and externalized knowledge serves no purpose if it cannot be accessed instantly when a deadline or a crisis looms. This flowchart visualizes trigger-based access. Elite performers build logic trees into their workflow so that specific events, like a client becoming upset, automatically surface the exact de-escalation framework required. They use environmental cues to bypass active memory. By embedding checklists directly into meeting agendas or maintaining preloaded documents, the physical environment forces the correct information into view at the moment of need. A flawless retrieval system removes the heavy cognitive burden of deliberation. You stop searching for answers and start instantly applying past intelligence to present problems. This is the performance flywheel. Run this daily operating system of inference, compression, and retrieval, and your intelligence compounds and accelerates. This system scales to the entire organization. Feeding individual insights into a shared memory system builds collective intelligence. Standardizing these if-then protocols across a team removes the need for constant mid-level approvals. When the response is pre-decided, the decision is executed at the source, eliminating the traditional bottlenecks of corporate hierarchy. When an entire team operates on this shared AI-style architecture, collective decision-making becomes almost instantaneous. The pursuit of technical automation allows a professional to permanently scale the baseline of their everyday thinking. This transition moves the focus away from the impossible task of knowing everything and toward the systematic execution of high-value tasks. Automating the recognition, storage, and reuse of tasks frees your biological processor for what artificial intelligence lacks: truly original thought.